I am Josh Engleman. We've got 11 games to break down. I hope that this is going the way that I wanted it to. We're checking it out on the cell phone right now just to see. I believe I'm live. If I'm not live, then I'm talking to nobody and I'm like most people on this planet talking to themselves. But for now, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Looks like we are live here. I can see it on my screen. Got the cell phone propped up now, chat ready to go. It's going to be a fun one, guys. We have way too much basketball to talk about. We're doing it again in the old childhood bedroom. Let's go ahead and set the resolution to very, very low on my phone so I don't have to worry about streaming that. Chat is here. I think we got this today, guys. I think I'm slightly better at this than I was yesterday, which is really all that we can ask for. It was a fun show, though. I'm not going to lie. I really enjoyed doing this. It's a very different experience doing this bad boy on my cell phone, or sorry, on my laptop with only one monitor in comparison to what we normally do here. But let's have some fun. I saw late last night that no Brogdon, no Levert, and then no Sabonis, which must have been a real treat for everybody in that late game. And then I think the Pacers won as well. Am I right? Do I gotta look that up? Pretty sure I saw that. That did happen, right? Yeah. How did the Pacers win that game? I haven't looked at this box score yet. Might as well do it. Duarte drops 27. They started Sykes. Whew, man, that's brutal. Isaiah Jackson had a monster game in 19 minutes. Good for him. Also -6. So where did that get you? Steph dropped 39. That's wow, 15 boards from Looney. That's a bad loss for the Warriors, man. That's a loss you shouldn't be. That shouldn't happen. That shouldn't happen. Good morning to everybody in chat. It's nice to see everybody here. I should probably just get this bad boy started because 11 games today is going to take a non-insignificant amount of time. Like this is going to be one. So let's do it. Here we go. I've got my coffee. I hope that you guys do as well. Coffees, teas, waters, beers, whatever it is that you've got to start your morning off. Join me here. Rise and grind. There's no banner, but you guys know the drill. Cheers to you all. Good morning. Let's close out Friday in the best way possible. That's nice. Deuce, what's up? Dolores, what's up? Jeremy, what's up? Here we go. Oklahoma City Thunder. First team up on the docket. And what do we got going on here? Kenrich Williams is back. Favors is questionable. It's interesting that they make a distinction between players that are in the G League and players that aren't, because this whole team is basically a G League team. Anyway, jokes aside, they are basically at full strength. I just have to put Kenrich Williams back out there because he was not out there the last time that I projected Oklahoma City. But otherwise, we don't really have anything that will need to change. That's nice. Sometimes it's better like this. So, what do we got for the Oklahoma City Thunder? Because I don't think Mamadi Diakati is going to be playing as much if Kenrich Williams is back. Who have I been giving minutes to that shouldn't play? That's the real question. Kenrich Williams has been out since this moment right here. They've actually been running a very reasonable rotation for Oklahoma City. In what world? Okay. I'm actually starting to feel like I need to start this one over, but I guess that I don't. So who am I giving minutes to right now that I shouldn't be? We got Favors in. I'm going to assume he's playing since he's questionable. Muscala in. Definitely doesn't need 14 minutes. We'll stick him with 8. Ty Jerome. In theory, Ty Jerome could lose some of this time. So let's take him out of there. We'll lessen the burden of Trey Mann a little bit. Get him down to 13. That gives me 28. Feels like too many minutes for Kenrich Williams, so we'll give him 22. We've got Giddey's minutes in there. We've got Dort's minutes in there. I think something along those lines actually works for us. We know that we're not really playing guys from Oklahoma City, so Jeremy, that's awesome. That's good stuff. You'll take what you can get, you know? It's better to be lucky than good, I guess. Is that the saying? Take what we can get. I think that I'm pretty much happy with what I've got in here. Because when push comes to shove, we know Oklahoma City. We know that the only people that we can play on Oklahoma City are Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Josh Giddey, and Lou Dort. And I think Giddey looks pretty good in this spot, if I'm being honest. Just because they're taking on Charlotte. They're 9.5-point dogs. You know, you assume Giddey's going to play, what, 32 minutes or something like that in a competitive game? That happens. They're just in really, like, taking on Charlotte is just such a boon to every single team. I mean, we're talking about a Charlotte team that is not good defensively and the third fastest team in basketball. This is oddly a decent spot for the top three guys for OKC. It's just not fun to roster OKC. On the Charlotte side, however, we'll dive into that one. So let's check out what we've got going on for the Hornets. No idea who's healthy for Charlotte, that's for sure. I need to suck down a little bit more of this coffee. I'm dragging butt. PJ Washington questionable. Everybody else is back, so that means Oubre's back. My coffee's like 2 degrees hotter than I need it to be. It's going to be so easy to drink in 10, 15 minutes. All right, well, let's get Oubre back out onto the floor for Charlotte. He was back on Wednesday, but that was a day off for me. So clearly we don't need Ish here anymore, and we need to recalibrate all of these guys to 9-man rotation instead of 8. So Plumlee in for 25. I mean, that's just been happening. 4 straight games. I'm going to go 26. We're going to go 22 to PJ Washington. Are they splitting? Close to split here. For all intents and purposes, split here. Yeah, PJ Washington is just a backup, so that works. We can go ahead and bring Miles Bridges back down to, say, 35. Jalen McDaniel seems like he needs to be at, we'll just say the backup run there, and maybe 18. 18 feels about right. This is just a tricky team to project. Like, everybody's just going to have to take like a mild haircut. We're going to take Gordon Hayward down to 33. I'm going to take Cody Martin down to 21. I think LaMelo is going to go down to 32. We're going to take Terry Rozier down to 33. And that leaves me 20 minutes for Kelly Oubre. Best I can do. I know he played 25 this last time out, but I don't think that we're going to get 21 minutes out of Gordon Hayward again either. So we'll see. That's Charlotte. I don't think this involves a rate change. Actually, it probably does because of Oubre. Oh, if everybody's healthy, then I don't actually have to go too crazy here. Grab the PvP stats for Charlotte. I don't want to have to put this time in, but it's Charlotte taking on OKC, and I reckon that someone's probably going to look decent, even though they are at full strength. So let's say in games where we had Hayward play, Oubre play, Rozier play, and LaMelo play. How many games do we have where all 4 of them have played in a game? It's probably a lot, right? Like, if those are the 4 usage hogs of this team. Nobody else really matters all that much. Yeah, 16 and 13. Okay. That's what we're looking for. So let's grab everything here. Let's get our first run at rates for the Charlotte Hornets. Guys, I hope you had a good whatever yesterday was, Thursday. Hope you have a good Friday too. I am having a good week. All right, let's grab the assist rates. I haven't really taken a look at the rates of this team in a while, actually. It feels like they've been just sort of the same team. So it'll be nice to give them like a little bit of a refresh, accounting for like the normal people just being in. I assume there aren't any wild changes to their baseline rates, but at this point, there's no telling. When you get all four starters in like that, it could really change matters. So we will start at the top with LaMelo, 26.7% usage rate. Assist rate and rebounding rate don't have to move. Terry Rozier to me is second, 22.8% usage rate, 5.4% assist rate, 4.6 rebounding rate. Don't really need to move those. I'm going to go to Gordon Hayward next. Gordon Hayward, 19.7. So he does actually take a little bit of. Gordon Hayward picks up usage, I assume, when everybody is out. Doesn't really do so otherwise. Actually, it takes a bit of an assist bump or assist cut too. PJ Washington, 18%. No assists, no boards. Miles Bridges will be the interesting one. 22% usage rate when all four of those guys are in. He really is just different this year, which is great to see too. Mason Plumlee, I assume, barely moved. Yeah, 11.6. Does not do a ton out there when everybody is healthy. Not that I'm surprised. We'll close it out with Cody Martin. But yeah, I was right to do this because there is a lot to like here. 5 and 5, close enough. I'm going to try to be as quick as possible reviewing each individual team. An 11-game slate on one monitor is going to take some time. So we looked at OKC, and we already know it. DK, it's Shea, it's Dort, it's Giddy. They're all basically the exact same play relative to salary. On FanDuel, Giddy outpaces Dort and Shea by quite a bit because of this pace up spot. For Charlotte, though, best play here is LaMelo Ball to me, 8,100 on FanDuel, 8,600 on DraftKings. But Bridges, Rozier on DraftKings, Mason Plumlee, Gordon Hayward, PJ Washington, if you want to take the shot on him. On DK, he's only 3,800 now. Power forward center. It feels reasonable, especially on a day like today against OKC. Decent coming out party. On to game number 2. So it only took 14 minutes to get through intros in game number 1, which means that we'll only be here till midnight. I am on the strategy show today, everybody, so you guys can get excited about that. I wish that I could move this monitor up a little bit and not have to look straight down, but that is what happens when you are working on a laptop and only a laptop. Lakers. I have to account for Russ getting sat during a competitive portion of the game now. Is that a thing? Hope it's a thing because he should absolutely sit for that sort of stuff. All right, Lakers. LeBron probable, no AD, no Kendrick Nunn. So this is just normal Lakers rotation. The question then becomes, how much do I discount Russell Westbrook's minutes? And I think that I have to. He has played 26, 28, and 27 over the past 3. 4 out of the last 5 have been like that. So I'm going to bring him down to 31. And then Malik Monk also playing a bit less as of late. We'll take him down to 29. Probably bump up Austin Reeves a minute here. We still got Dwight Howard in. We've got Trevor Ariza in. We've got Stanley Johnson in, who can probably pick up a little bit of extra time. By the way, 80 people in here. Hit that like button if you can. Helps me out a ton. that's the Lakers. We don't have to change any rates. That's always helpful. They're taking on Orlando. That's rarely helpful. If we're lucky, Orlando is a normal team. I'm quite confident they won't be. So what's going on with the Orlando Magic here? This should be a get right spot for the Lakers for sure, though. All right, Wendell Carter Jr. is probable. No Bamba. Obviously, no Isaac, no Fultz, no Hampton. Terrence Ross is available. So no RJ Hampton is really the only piece of this that's weirder than it normally is. Everybody else is available. Actually, I got to gut this just because of how many different guys that I have in and out. It's been a while since I've projected Orlando, so we actually need to get this one back for Wendell Carter being back finally, because he is now officially probable. So now that we've got Wendell Carter Jr. back, let's project these guys out. So we'll say Wendell Carter Jr. steps back into 28 minutes. I'm going to say that Bamba plays 28 minutes, something like that. We know what Cole Anthony is going to do. That's easy. So we'll say 32 minutes for Cole Anthony. It's about right. I don't know why Iggy Brazdeikis played in the last game, but he apparently did. We'll get Jalen Suggs in for 31 minutes. Ross is back down into that like 22-minute a game range. Although with no RJ Hampton, maybe that changes a little bit. We'll give him 24 just to be safe. We know that Gary Harris plays 32 minutes a game. That's just sort of how this works. That's what, 24? No, 23. Bad math, Josh. Embarrassing. Franz Wagner just plays about 32 minutes as well. That leaves me 33 minutes for who? Got Harris, got Wagner, got Anthony, got Ross, got Okiki. Nope, don't have Okiki. So this is mostly Okiki. Okiki playing, I'll call it like 22, I guess. That leaves me 11. Does that just go to Mo Wagner? It certainly does. Don't care what position we put him in either. Makes it easier. Orlando rates to me don't have to change. Nope, they for sure do. Otherwise, Wendell Carter's got a 13% usage rate. Blech. All right, here we go. Orlando. This one's probably going to be way too complicated for what we're actually trying to do. This is one of those days where you feel bad about what you actually have to look at because Orlando sucks. All right, so how many times have they had all of their relevant players available? We'll say Cole Anthony available, Wendell Carter Jr. available, Mo Bamba available. I'm pretty sure Franz Wagner's just been healthy like the whole time. So if I get all four, Anthony, Bamba, Suggs, and Carter, that played in a game, okay, they've played way more than I expected. And I know Franz Wagner is probably out there just as much as everybody else, so I didn't really care to list him. He seems easy to handle. So we know what we're doing here. It's rate grabbing time. It's not fun, but there's no reason for us to be inaccurate with the things that we do. The whole point of this show is to get it right. So if we're not going to get it right, why do it? That's my motto. I hate that I don't have any background music for all the pauses and silences that I'm going to have. I really need either background music or to not pause. But if I don't pause, man, I'm going to say some ridiculously random nonsense over the next hour and a half. We're going to be here for a while, guys. So buckle up for that. I know you guys aren't new to this, so you're not surprised by it. But we aren't going anywhere for a healthy amount of time. Mark, yeah, they still have a bunch of picks. They've got a couple picks coming from the Bulls from the Vooch trade. I still think they have a pick coming from Denver for Aaron Gordon. And, they could probably pick up something else moving forward too if they need to. They did a decent job clearing house. It's really a shame that John Isaac is dinged up. Honestly, it's a shame that Fultz blew his knee out last year too, but that could really change the scope of everything. All right, rates, Orlando, because you can see all this green on this left-hand side. Um, because the Lakers play so fast, Orlando is actually going to pop here. So in games where Anthony, Bamba, Carter, and Suggs were all active, we have to project these rates. So 25.8% usage rate, Cole Anthony. Assist rate comes down a little bit. Rebounding rate, however, significantly higher than you would really expect. Cole Anthony looking great. Jalen Suggs, 25.4% use rate. Assist rate comes down a little bit. Rebounding rate really craters. We'll go to Bamba next. 16.7. Not exactly taking a ton of shots here. Is Mo Bamba. 3% assist rate's fine. Rebounding rate's fine. Go now to Wendell Carter, 19.5, which is what we expected. I had him in at 13 before this started, so that really wasn't going to get us anywhere. All the rebounding rates are fine. So now we can fill out everybody else. Chuma Okeke, 17.2. Hasn't played as much with all of these guys available because he was out that beginning chunk of the regular season. His rates won't matter as much, and he doesn't look all that great. Franz Wagner's, though, he did see that usage bump when everybody was out. Doesn't really see it when everybody is in. Maybe that changes a little bit. Assist rate just evaporates too. Rebounding rate evaporates too. Franz Wagner really becomes a different player when all these guys are healthy. I'm curious to see how that changes as he slowly but surely moves on in his career. Harry Harris does just truly nothing. And then Terrence Ross, 17.6% usage rate for Terrence Ross. Could he be more not involved? It would be hard. All right. Game 2 in the books. Lakers. Hey, the football nerd. Good morning. For the Lakers, I mean, even in 31 minutes, Russell Westbrook still looks good at 7,200 on FanDuel. At 9K, I don't believe in it. LeBron looks fine. Not my cup of tea, though. Or coffee. Jay, I can't even play that one tomorrow. I'm flying back to North Carolina, so I won't even be available for that slate. But no, I like NFL playoff slates. That's fine for me. I like NFL Showdown. Orlando against the Lakers, though. Cole Anthony is 6,500 on FanDuel and 6,700 on DraftKings. He's going to be one of the better plays you'll find today, as is Mo Bamba. Now, he's just center eligible, but 5,500 on FanDuel, 5,400 on DraftKings are both really good prices. Same for Jalen Suggs at 4,800 on DK. Orlando looks really good today, guys. That's not a fun situation, but it doesn't make it any less true. One LA team down. Next one up. LA Clippers, 8-point dogs in Philly, 213 total. No idea what's going on with this team right now. I feel like I haven't projected a Clippers game in weeks. Q tag on Marcus Morris. No Paul George, no Kawhi. Q tag on Nick Batum. COVID protocols. If I have all of these guys in right now, I am not making a single change to this team. And I do. I'm going to leave Marcus Morris in for 32 minutes. I'm going to leave Nick Batum in for 28 minutes. It's possible I have Serge Ibaka projected for too many minutes now that Hartenstein is starting to work his way back. But I think this looks okay to me. Maybe a little bit more playing time to Reggie Jackson. I think, well, we probably... Luke Kennard is the guy that I need to get back in here. So at the very least, Brandon Boston's going to lose his time for Kennard. So that's 18 for Kennard. I need more than that, though. Who needs to take the minutes haircut now that Kennard is back? Doesn't appear to be Amir Coffee. Feels like it should be, but doesn't appear that it is. It's gotta be though, right? Who the hell else is gonna take that minutes haircut? I mean, I could take like 2 more minutes off of Surge or maybe take a couple minutes off of Terrence Mann. Maybe take Terrence Mann down to 28. That minute here, that gets Kennard to 23, 21. That's still not enough. 12 to Ibaka. 24 to Kennard. Nope, 23 to Kennard. Best I can do right now. Don't have to change Clippers rates though, because there's no way Luke Kennard makes a difference to this one. We actually do have guys on FanDuel for the Clippers that are going to be interesting. Oh, Cantor. That's good stuff. Mm. T McBee in the house. Alrighty. Philly now, a team that I doubt is going to look interesting unless people are out, because they basically never do. Well, no Thibault, no Danny Green, no Shake Milton, so those guys are all still out. Seth Curry being questionable is, well, it's a problem for future people. It's not a problem for me currently because the team that is going to play is the team that I have projected to play right now. Obviously, Korkmaz has been playing less because why wouldn't he in situations where it's obvious that he should play more? So we'll take him down to 20. We'll take him down to 28 minutes. Yeah, 28 minutes. Bump up Isaiah Joe a little bit more. Charlie Brown still playing. So this is standard issue fare here. 36 minutes for Maxey, 36 minutes for Curry, 36 minutes for Tobias Harris. We're going to go to 35 on Harris now. 33 for Embiid. We good here. So, game 3 in the books. We're picking up the pace a little bit, guys. All it takes is luck. Now, I don't want to waste all my luck in the morning. I'd rather waste it on the slate. But for the Clippers, assuming the Q tag guys play, Reggie Jackson to me is the best option. I don't actually like anything else from the Clippers, but if Marcus Morris and Nick Batum happen to be out, I don't think it's going to take a lot of smarts to know that more things will open up for the Clippers. After we go to LA, we'll go to who the hell do they play? Clippers. Philly. Whew. Hey, you got to try to use the brain a little bit. I mean, I've been beating this drum for a while now, but Tyrese Maxey, 5,900 on FanDuel, 6K on DraftKings, just looks good. He just does. Harris, 6,900 on DK. I mean, that's close to a must play. Embiid looks solid. I don't have to tell anybody how to play Joel Embiid. Seth Curry, if he's in, is reasonable, and I don't even have him projected all that well. But Tyrese Maxey, once again, is the guy that I'm interested in. All right. That's 3 games down. Hit that like button if you haven't. I assume the stream is working out is working out well. So this will give me the opportunity to say hi to Prize Picks. I don't know why I'm saying hi to Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the presenting sponsor of this show. I'm thankful to them for doing that. If you use the promo code, go to the link, top of the screen, awesemo.com/prizepicks-promo. There used to be a promo code. Sometimes my reads get stuck in my brain. Awesemo.com/prizepicks-promo. Get a free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum. Get a little bit of a bonus on that first deposit. We've got a free player prop tool on awesemo.com that will help you build out what amounts to a parlay card. You hit 5 of them, you can net up to 10x your entry fee. They run a lot of specials too, where you'll basically get a free square. It's a good spot to check out, and we got a lot of tools on the website that'll help you. All righty, on to game number 4, Miami Heat, Atlanta Hawks, and barring injuries in this one, this strikes me as a game where we're not going to like much. Because this isn't, well, Hero and Lowry didn't play the last game, so I assume we're about to see just a sea of questionable type idiots. Nope, they're just out. Okay. Lowry out, Hero out, Markieff Morris and Oladipo still out, KZ Okpala out. Okay, so it's actually not that bad. and it's probably going to make Jimmy Butler look really, really good. I know we got Bam back, and Bam is back to playing his normal 32 minutes a game. Yurt 7 has been put down in place of Wayne Dedmon. Buckwagon in for 30. And in theory, I guess that could be 32. You expect it to be competitive. I got Butler in for 36. Just has to be. Strus in for 26. I mean, that's clearly going up with no hero. So I'm going to take him to 30, actually. Yeah, that's fine. I reckon Caleb Martin is about to play a lot more. Duncan Robinson. Oh, Duncan Robinson is still not playing a lot. Man, that contract is fixing to become an albatross. So Caleb Martin played 32 minutes. I assume he started. I assume that was Gabe Vincent, Martin, Strus. Oh, that was the game that Butler got the gate. Okay. I forgot about that. So that's the piece I'm missing. So Kyle Guy, there we go. That's all I needed. All right, that's Miami. Now we clearly have to change rates because this is a very, very, very different basketball team when there's no Tyler Hero and no Kyle Lowry. So these are the times where I actually like going and looking at rates. Like, how many times do we have games where Kyle Lowry and Tyler Hero don't play? I bet that's small. Yeah. They've had one. It's the most recent one. So we'll take Kyle Lowry, and Tyler Hero off the floor. And then we'll add another filter to say that Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo played. Now, this might also be a staggeringly small sample just because of how long Bam was out. Yeah, like we only get 106 minutes there. Okay. Okay. I think that I just have to leave Bam out of that filter because we want to know that Butler is out there. That's the main piece, is knowing that Jimmy Butler played in a game. Man, it's such a small sample. It's really annoying. Jimmy Butler in 114 minutes in this scenario. I'm on rebounds. No wonder this stupid thing looks dumb. 25% usage rate only for Butler. Can I massage this in a different way? Lowry and Hero off is easy. I guess in theory, I don't even have to say Jimmy Butler played in the game. I think we could just take it with Lowry and Hero off. It's just, how is that such a small sample? I know they play a lot, but god damn. These guys are basically on the floor permanently. All right, well, here goes nothing. Let's take. Yeah, I don't really need to go much lower than Bam. So let's grab Bam first, or let's grab down to Bam first. Because this is just, unfortunately, it's really important to make sure you get Miami right today. So we will. Because that's what the process is all about, folks. The process is about processing all information. Otherwise, what are we doing here? I actually need to change this entire pace structure up so that I don't have to copy individual pieces. I can make this go a lot faster for myself in the future. That's a Sunday problem for me, or that's an on the plane problem, because when I'm on the plane, I don't even need Wi-Fi. I just need a couple of these tables saved. But I'd rather just copy the whole damn table at this point and let it summarize itself for me. I don't think this information is going to be as valuable as I would like it to be, yet we have to look at it anyway. That's kind of the bummer in this situation. So, Jimmy Butler, when Kyle Lowry is off and Tyler Hero is off, Jimmy Butler has only played 114 minutes and he's got a usage rate smaller than his usage rate normally is. There is no way, no way whatsoever that I can rely on that kind of information. I have to give Jimmy Butler at least his normal usage rate. Now, his assist rate bumps up, but there's no way Jimmy Butler takes less shots in logic than he normally does on average. I can't get behind that. He also has a massive, massive rebounding rate bump too. So he does everything else. It helps. You do see Bam get the bump in usage. Yes, we can say that he gets a bump in rebounding rate too. I don't know entirely how much that matters, but now we could hit the rest of these guys. Like 22% usage for Max Strus. That makes a ton of sense to me because somebody's got to start taking those shots. PJ Tucker even takes some of those shots, which is hilarious. Gabe Vincent, he'll be interesting. 19.8% usage rate. We also have an 8% assist rate. And then Caleb Martin, 20% usage. Oof. Won't go that high, but all right. Well, that's Miami. Got that one in the books. Now we go to Atlanta. Atlanta is just not a team I like to project. There's something about it. I got to start cleaning out all of these old COVID dudes too. I don't remember who's a COVID guy and who's like a G League guy anymore, and that's going to be problematic in the future. But I got to start clearing out some of these goons. All right. Bogdanovich is out. We know that. Capella, questionable. Gallo, questionable. Gorgeous Dong, questionable. What's Gorgeous Dong out with? Chlamydia? It's a terrible joke, but it's Friday and I'm in Pennsylvania and it's fucking a half degree. What is the temperature out here right now? That's not where I am. That's close enough though. Feels like -7. Woof. Woof. All right. Well, we need to get Clint Capella back out on the floor. I already have Gallo out on the floor. So this is actually an easier transition than I thought it was going to be. We're going to Well, first we're going to look at just the minutes when Capella is in. But Capella hasn't played in ages, so I don't know if they just like dump him back into everything. So we're going to go 26 to Capella. I'm going to go 20 to Onyeka Okongwu, and a very limited amount of time at center to John Collins. Now I need to free up 8 minutes. Seems like TLC isn't playing, so we can free him up right there. I need to get a lot of playing time going to one Kevin Herter. And I don't really have much of a choice here. Gallo, I guess, is going to have to play the 4. Now, that's 4 minutes left over. Where do those minutes go? Oh, DeAndre Hunter is just playing a shit ton right now. Awesome. Cantor PA is wretched in the winter. I agree. I agree. Negative whatever. Negative whatever. And my dad is about to have to drive to a doctor's appointment. I can't imagine having to like go out and do anything right now. Thank God this is only just in my own home already. Oh, I gotta grab rates, don't I? Do I? I actually don't. I actually don't. I don't think Clint Capella matters today. I think that we can go with this. Let's scope it out, actually. So for Miami, we've got Butler looking fantastic on FanDuel. 8,800 shooting guard, small forward. And FanDuel, can we have a conversation here? FanDuel, this is me and you talking. right here, looking into your soul. Can you put the player positions in the right order? There's absolutely no reason that we should be listing someone as small forward slash shooting guard. It's like reading in reverse. Just put them in the right order. It we know the way that this goes. Point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center. No one wants to see these things flipped around, and you obviously have the capability to do this. Just put them in order. It's stupid. No, he's not center power forward. He's power forward center. Fix yourselves. I'll come work for you. I will. I'll consult if you need it. Vice President of Common Sense. I will take that role. You can pay me in, well, FanDuel, I don't remember. FDPs, whatever stupid point system you have. Not crowns, I guess. You pay me in crowns if you'd like. I would like to get 4 new TVs and bottles of cologne if possible. Gotta cater to the, if yeah. Apologies for not assuming that this was for our Mandarin viewers. All right, Max Strus looks good, 4,600 on DK. Gabe Vincent looks good on DK at 4,800. Jimmy Butler looks good on both sites. Bam looks solid on both sites. Tucker, you can actually play on DraftKings at 3,800. For Atlanta, and here's why I don't think that it matters all that much. These guys aren't priced all that well. Even if I make some tweaks to rates, I don't want to play $7,900 Clint Capella today. John Collins gets slightly worse. His price is a little higher. Kevin Huerter's priced appropriately. DeAndre Hunter's priced appropriately. Trae Young is priced appropriately. I just don't have a ton of interest in playing Atlanta in general. So Kevin Huerter for 5,100 is like my favorite DK guy from Atlanta. And what you're looking for, if Kevin Huerter hits his ceiling of 40 fantasy points, we're talking about going for 7.8x, which is fine. It would be 1.18 fantasy points per minute, and that's a ceiling game out of Kevin Huerter. Jason Robinson, good morning. All right, let's keep it moving. So we are 45 minutes in. We're through 4 games. Yeah, great. We're cooking. Portland at Boston. This one actually, I don't even remember who all was out the last time I looked at Portland, and I'm positive Boston's going to be a hassle. Did I request Judas to be played at the Arsenal Liverpool match? Did that happen? I didn't really hear too much. I had some people over while I was watching it, so while I did get to enjoy it, I wasn't really listening to it. All right, for Portland, no Norm Powell, no Larry Nance, clearly no Dame, Nas Little questionable, no Cody Zeller, Dennis Smith Jr. So, do I have somebody in that's not actually in? No. I do, however, think it's going to be easier to just re-enter all of these minutes for Portland. Sometimes it's just significantly easier to project these teams out if you start from scratch. So 36 minutes for Anthony Simons. CJ McCollum seems like 34 minutes. This dude is just back to old CJ stuff. Nurk, 31 feels about right. All right, they're not playing Reggie Perry, so that means the backup, they're going small as a backup center stuff. That's fine. Call it Covington. Covington in for 34 minutes. As Little was questionable or is questionable, but he is playing like 28 minutes a game at the very least. We're going to get him in for 30 now. Actually, we're going to give him 31, just the other minutes at the 4, which is leaving me a lot of additional time for a bunch of random jokers. Ben McLemore in for 20. We're going to give DSJ the backup point guard run. We need to go CJ Ellaby and Tony Snell. Snell can play 18 minutes here. And then we'll give 10 to Trendon Watford. Am I missing anybody then? Yeah, we'll give 10 to Trendon Watford. We'll give 14 to Ellaby. All the rates get to actually stay the same, which makes me pretty happy. So, yeah, that'll work. We don't really like Portland that much to begin with. What's up, Danny? On to Boston. And I know they had guys out the last time. Yeah, Smart and Time Lord. Although I don't think that I knew Time Lord was out the last time. Nope, certainly did. Not projected for minutes. Oh, yeah, he had a kid, right? All right, Q tag for Marcus Smart. Don't know if he's actually back. Time Lord is back. So this is the normal Boston rotation, which means that it's just easier to start this from scratch. We are going to have to pull rates, though. So, normal old Boston rotation. That we can handle. Oh, wow. Marcus Smart's been out for a hot minute. I totally forgot about that. Let's say that Marcus Smart comes back, plays 28 minutes. We know that we're giving Jaylen Brown 36. We know that we're giving Jason Tatum 36. I'm going to go straight into Time Lord going 31 minutes because that's what he's been playing. We give Al Horford the backup run there. And then Horford's minutes are just sort of really difficult to project. Feels like 28 makes the most sense. Grant Williams in for like 20 also makes the most sense to me. At which point now I can start putting Jason Tatum where he belongs. We can put Jaylen Brown where he belongs. We can get Jay Rich in for like 24 minutes. We get Schroeder in for the backup run. Maybe 22. Maybe we'll go 24 since it's a little less smart. And that leaves me 13 for who's the rando that still plays, Peyton Pritchard or Romeo Langford. I don't really care which one of these guys get the minutes. We'll say that it's Pritchard for now. All right, I can hear my dad's voice, which means that he is awake, so I don't have to go anywhere to actually wake him up. And then for Boston, we're just going to say guys that played in the game are the guys that are good. Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum. Let's see. What do we have the whole starting lineup? How often have all 5 guys played? Is it shockingly small or is it shockingly large? At this point in time in January. All right, 12 games. 12 games. Can handle that. Let's say instead of exactly 5, we'll say greater than 3. So either 4 or 5 of those guys on. Because I don't think that we need to go too crazy, but let's give ourselves the real sample. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. I hate having to project their rates like this, but this is one of those teams where I think it's really important to get everything correct. Just so that we can firmly see that we don't actually want to play any of these guys. All right, so let's start it off. Usage table. I cannot wait to correct this. This is going to be one of the first things that I do when I get back home. So long as I have power. More power. Sorry, I've been watching whatever Tim Allen's like new show is where he basically just plays Tim Taylor, but he's like a right wing guy. It's funny. It's funny. I'm politically indifferent, but I appreciate Tim Allen for reasons that I don't entirely understand. Maybe it's just my childhood. I forget what that show's called. Works at like a Bass Pro Shop, basically. Shout out to Mr. Engleman and you tag T McBee. That's hysterical. That is hysterical. All right, we're looking at Boston's rates. Tagging Terry's funny as shit, man. I don't even think about that. Oh, that's great. That makes me happy. All right, here we go. Boston's rates. And at least we know that we don't have to like dig deep here. So we'll start with Jalen Brown just because that's where my cursor is. 29.5% usage rate when these guys are around. 4.5% assist. Rebounding rate stays the same. Jason Tatum, 31.7. No real changes to anything else. Robert Williams, that's the interesting one. 12% usage rate. This rate doesn't change. Relatively lower rebounding rate. We get Marcus Smart, 17.3. Nothing crazy there. Jay Rich, 16.4. I assume most of his rates stay the same. Yerp. Then we close with Horford, 17.6% usage rate. Rate stays the same. Rebounding rate stays the same. That is Boston. So we look at this game now. Portland. Nothing interesting on Portland. Now the Q tags will matter. Like if Nas Little gets ruled out, then it's going to make a difference who's actually in or out. But otherwise, nobody looks all that interesting. And on the Boston side, pretty much the same thing, but the prices are a little bit better. So Tatum looks solid in the mid nines. Jalen Brown looks solid in the mid eights. Time Lord would be my preferred pick. For some reason, he's got power forward eligibility on FanDuel. That is appealing at 7,200 just because the flexibility helps. I will. I wouldn't mind getting to Al Horford, but he has been not ideal as of late. Sorry, Al Horford. I don't mean to talk smack. Oh, I wanted to show you guys. I know this is a basketball show. 2009. Give me 1 second. Is that 2007? Yeah. I also got some old literature here. This is 2007 I hit the microphone. 2007 baseball prospectus. Alex Gordon, Daisuke Matsuzaka, Adam Dunn, Soriano, Brandon Webb, and Jeremy Bonderman. Cy Young contender. That's what's on the front of that one. I have all these old ass books and stuff around this house. The 2009 one is to my right. Just ridiculous. Truly ridiculous. I'm just looking around at all like the old ass stuff. I got the Baseball America Prospect Handbook from 2008 in here. It's just random stuff. Random old Josh England. The first season of Seinfeld on DVD. It's just funny. I don't have time to go down memory lane too much longer, but I had to talk about it. Yeah, Jeremy Bonderman, who's on the 2009 cover. Look at these. Look, these are tombs. I would read this thing cover to cover. There's got to be like 1,000 pages in here. I would read everything. Every single player profile I would read. Chipper Jones, Cole Hamels, Edison Volquez, Josh Hamilton, David Price, Hanley Ramirez, the game's underrated superstar. Great book. Great book. There's probably a couple more of them around here somewhere too. Terry, that's great. On to Chicago. Go to the Bulls in Milwaukee. Yeah, there's probably more random nonsense in here. I can see it here on my left from my left. Once we get through this, I can grab it. I've got a case of old discs that are all burned. I believe PS2 games, maybe PS3. Oh man, so funny. All right, we've got Caruso back for Chicago, so this is actually going to become a team we have to dig into, which is never helpful. But we've got no Levine, and we know we've got no Ball, which honestly doesn't really help this particular scenario. So I'm going to take Matt Thomas, Malcolm Hill out. We're going to take Alfonso McKinney out. I'm going to take Troy Brown out. We can keep Vooch. We can keep Tony Bradley. We can keep DeMar. I think we can keep Kobe White, and I think that we can keep Dosunmu. But we got Caruso back for 23 minutes this last time out. I'm going to say that Caruso plays at least a little bit more than that. So Maybe we say Caruso plays 28 minutes, and then Troy Brown appears to be getting a little bit more playing time. We're gonna go 24 there. It Cancer, it is like stepping into a time machine. It's wild, man. It's wild. Yeah, the 100 CD-ROM spindle full of old burned CDs is amazing. The old prospect stuff, though, is great. All right, Matt Thomas in for 20. I feel like it's just gonna be McKinney, but it doesn't really make much of a difference. Actually, I'm not gonna change these rates since Caruso's not exactly like a usage monster. I'm just gonna pop him in for his normal usage rate. I don't think it could possibly change this team up that much. I think we can go with something like that. That locks Chicago in. It's not really the biggest changes in the world. Chemical, not entirely sure. I think they would want Caruso to start just to get just to break up Kobe and it's probably better to use Kobe White as a sixth man. But at this time, I don't know how many minutes Caruso can play. So it's kind of based on it's information we just don't have yet. Matt Bush, baseball's next superstar. Yeah, something like that. What did he get popped for? He got arrested for something. In my mind, it's telling me that it was weed. At which point, I judged him in a weird way back in the day, but I don't think that it was. Was that domestic violence? No, he was a high school kid, right? Ugh. I know you're gonna tell me in like 5 seconds, so I can't remember what he got popped for. Was it DUI? Don't remember. Or did he go to jail? Like, is he in jail properly? There it is. Hit a dude with a car. Yeah, not great. Can't be doing that. All right, for Milwaukee, everybody is available except for Brook Lopez. So this one actually could be pretty easy. Who don't I have in here right now that should be 24 minutes for Connaughton, 24 minutes for George Hill, 28 minutes for Grayson Allen, 20 minutes for Dante DiVincenzo, 34 for Middleton, 34 for Giannis, 32 for Portis. I got 30 for Wes Matthews. Who am I missing? Oh, Drew came back. Duh. All right, 32 minutes for Drew Holiday. I need to free up 32 minutes. Wes Matthews immediately drops down to 18. Need to free up 20 more minutes. DiVincenzo, I think, can stay at 20. George Hill can go down to 22. Pat Connaughton can stay at 24. Grayson Allen can go down to 26. Jordan Wara can leave the rotation. I'm still 12 short. Holy shit. Where do I get 12 minutes from here? Oh, I gave Grayson Allen 36. I was like, how in the world am I so far off still? That's easy then. Well, who's the shittiest play out of everybody here? George Hill. So George Hill can give those minutes up. There's your 240, which means woof. Gotta grab Milwaukee rates. Luckily, we really only care about 4 people when we do this. See, we're getting off tangent now. We're already an hour in. We're like halfway done. We're going till 8 easy today. Easily. But I am back on the strategy show today. We'll say Drew in, Middleton in, Giannis in. And honestly, I think I have to say Portis in. All 4 guys in. What do we got? No, not greater than. Exactly. This should be actually a decent chunk of time. I don't feel like they missed all that many games. Yeah, they played 18 games with all 4 guys available. That's a pretty sizable sample. The only guy that I'm not really going to have much on is DiVincenzo, and truth be told, I don't care. It's not going to make a difference for DiVincenzo. We're not playing him, but we need to make sure that we get on the off chance that one of Drew or Middleton or Giannis has like a weird price, or even Portis to a degree has a weird price. We want to be able to capitalize on that kind of stuff. So we need to get these guys correct. It always matters to get good players correct because they're always technically rosterable in some sort of portion of your lineups. Like, no matter if you like Drew Holiday or not, Drew Holiday as a rosterable player, so long as his salary isn't full broken, is always someone you got to look at a little bit. So you don't ever want to like mess around and half-ass rates on real players. All right, so when all of these guys play in the exact same game, we'll start with Giannis. Can I put a pair of dad's shoes outside the door? That's per my mom. I will be right back. I don't know which shoes they mean, but I reckon I can see them. Give me a second, folks. Yeah, of course. We back. We back. Dad's got his shoes. Ugh. All righty. Giannis usage rate 35% when everybody's healthy, which is actually oddly high. Assist rate doesn't change. Rebounding rate doesn't change. Drew Holiday usage rate 21% when everybody's active. Yeah, I would have put up like a commercial, which I got to start getting ready in the future, but old man is off to the doctor. Morning, Bionic Milkman. Middleton, 24.5% usage rate. All the other rates can stay the same. Bobby Portis. Josh has chores. Now, they both know that I'm live on the show, so I'm surprised my dad didn't just go barefoot just to not bother me. All right, everything else looks fine. I actually do have to give Grayson Allen and Pat Connaughton rates. I would not have expected that. 13.8% usage rate on Grayson Allen, 14.1 on Connaughton. It was very polite of her to text. I'm very happy that she did that. Not that they could have stormed in, it wouldn't have made a difference. I don't get the sense they want to be on the stream. All right, so Chicago, Milwaukee. Wow, we still have 5 more games after this. Hopefully we can get out of here by 8. All right, Chicago. DeMar DeRozan is 8,400 on FanDuel. Looks exceptional. Kobe White looks really good on both sites if you assume he's still getting 36 minutes. Something to keep an eye on, though. Dosunmu seems fine. Probably a bit overpriced, given what he does. Yeah, I read that off too, Cantor. Yafada. I think I'm close. Vooch also looking really good. 9,200 FanDuel, 8,800 DK. Lots to like for Chicago, oddly enough. For Milwaukee, it's absolutely Giannis, 1.71 fantasy points per minute in this game. And then Bobby Portis, 6,300 FanDuel, 6,700 DraftKings. It's dumb that he doesn't also get power forward. Well, it's probably not, actually. He's probably just straight center, but it would help. No interest in Middleton or Holiday. We really need one game where we have to touch nothing. This could be it, actually. I don't know. If Toronto just has everybody in, I think the last time that I projected them, they were all in. Well, based on what I'm seeing here, there's definitely going to be some ambiguity. Toronto. Q tag on Trent, no Kem Birch. Okay, so that is, like, right. What do I need to change here? 38 minutes to Van Vliet. Well, now he's just playing 4 he's played 40 minutes a game, 4 straight. Okay, done. Alright, you go away, you go away. We got 40 minutes in for Fred Van Vliet. This team is insane, dude. Oh my god. Gary Trent still hasn't played. I got to assume that he does, right? I mean, this guy's been perpetually questionable. Is he ever going to play again? All right. Well, I'm assuming Gary Trent plays because why the hell not? And since they don't ever like ease anyone back, I'm actually going to give him 34 minutes. This team is so stupid. OG Ananobi has been playing 37 minutes a game. So at the very least, I need to give him. That's not even OG Ananobi. So there's 36. Siakam's playing 40 a game and has played 40 in 4 straight, so there's 40. I, like, simultaneously love the Raptors and hate them at the same time. Scotty Barnes is the only one bouncing in and out of, like, a minutes run, but 34 seems safe for right now. They played a 7-man rotation, these stupid assholes. Well, if Trent is back, they don't have to do that. They can go 8. Precious Achua played 33. Boucher played 33. But it's like that seems implausible to me that they would get that kind of run again. However, I can't I don't know where else the minutes would go. I can't also give Champagne minutes. But I mean Precious has played 30 minutes the past couple of games. How the hell who takes the hit? It would make a lot more sense. Hmm. I don't I'm not entirely sure that anybody gets them. I think Champagne might just play like 8 minutes and that's it. I don't really feel like I can do anything other than a 24-24 split on Boucher and Achua because I don't know where the minutes come from. We're not cutting Barnes, Siakam, Anunoby, Trent, or Van Vliet unless all of those guys cut 2 minutes. They play 38, and then you get like 28 and 28 from Achua and Boucher. I'll break that one down with Adam later. All the rates stay the same though because I've had Gary Trent in for weeks. So Toronto done. Washington up now. I thought I should have told my dad good luck. Maybe I should text him. Let's text the old man quickly. Don't want to forget. Got to be a good son. Nah, we're good. Yeah, Eddie, that's probably also a decent shout. What do we know for the Washington Wizards right now? Everybody's available for the Wizards. Okay. That is great for a logical sense. Dinwiddie in for 31, Beal in for 35, KCP in for 29, and I feel fine there. Kuzma in for 34, I feel fine there. Actually, we'll go 13, 15. Centers, Harrell, 24, Gafford, 12, Bryant, 12. Okay. We'll go 22, 14. And then I mean, in theory, I got to get Kispert on the floor. Don't total. So, whoa. Okay. So they axed Neto as well. Went to Kispert. That's wild. If they're going to take If they're gonna remove Howell Neto from the rotation in lieu of Corey Kispert, I would not be surprised if Howell Neto ends up somewhere else at the deadline. I will say this though, we are done that game. Toronto. I mean, if I'm right and Trent is in, then 40-minute Fred VanVleet is incredible today. 8,200, 8,500. They finally brought that price down, so we smash him. Dan T, good morning. You play everybody from Toronto that you think is going to play more than 30 minutes. I think that's the easiest way to say it. It's not something we can dig into. If Trent is even in, I mean that. If Trent is out, just play Toronto guys. A lot of them, even on an 11-game slate. Ooh, yeah, 170 people in here. Hit that like button. Let's get up over 100. Toronto, who the hell were they playing? Washington. Don't play anybody from the Wizards. Simple. Do I think that Van Vliet and Siakam like playing 42 minutes a game? Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about it there for me. If they didn't, they wouldn't. They'd play normal starter run. Most basketball players don't want to actually come off the floor. All right, Brooklyn. This one should be an awful tire fire. Is it home or away? Brooklyn's on the road, so at least Kyrie can play. Welcome to the game, Kyrie. Obviously, we have no Durant here. Clack's questionable. Joe Harris getting close. Clack's questionable. Bembry questionable. But otherwise, this is a relatively full-strength Brooklyn team. Are they playing 115 minutes? So, Patty Mills, Kyrie Irving. Is this OT? Patty Mills, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden are playing alongside each other. I didn't think that was possible. But I guess, I mean, Harden could pretty much easily play the 3. In theory, Harden is like a 4 defensively. So it's not all that wild. I guess I should pump my brakes. Actually, we got to do that. So 14, 22. That gets Kyrie in for 36. 28 and 8. 28 and 10. We get Harden in for 38 minutes. What in tarnation? I say. Kessler Edwards playing 30 minutes? He certainly is. All right, let's get everybody else out of here, and we'll slowly work our way over. All right, Kessler Edwards is playing 32 minutes a game, evidently. Oh, I'm giving him 34, actually. Aldridge played 32, but that was without Clax. Clax has been out for 5 games. I don't think Claxton's just stepping back into anything crazy. So I'm going to go 26 to Aldridge, 22 to Clax. And then who are we missing? We're missing Cam Thomas, Bruce Brown, and Bembry, I guess. I don't think Sharp is going to keep playing. Let's give Cam Thomas 20 minutes. We'll give Bruce Brown 16, and then we'll give DeAndre Bembry 14. Rates should be fine because really, when push comes to shove, this is Kyrie's team, this is James Harden's team, and everybody else that's on it is probably not all that interesting. So I think we're done with that one too. Just realized that I can't see the schedule, and I was wondering why I could never figure out which game was next. All right, so that's the Brooklyn side. Wow, this is a track meet too. I forgot to mention that out of the gate. That's a really important piece. 234 total on this one for Brooklyn at San Antonio. We've got Brooklyn as the 9th fastest team in the league. We've got San Antonio as the 5th fastest team in the league. It's a good one. Yeah, I mean, Sharp might keep playing, but if Aldridge is back and Nick Claxton is back, like Sharp is only really playing because Claxton's gone. I think. They don't really have a natural spot for him. Could be wrong. Not really important. None of those guys are like super playable anyway. On the San Antonio side, what do we know? I'm running out of coffee. I should have got coffee when I took those shoes downstairs. Shit. Everybody's available for San Antonio, including Juancho Hernan-Gomez after that trade that I forgot happened. Wow, they played Thad Young the last time out. Something crazy must have happened. I don't think I have any changes that I really want to make here, other than maybe knocking Vassell down a bit, Keita Bates Diop down a bit. Oh, Trey Jones is back finally. Okay. So we'll give him the backup point guard run. And then we'll take Vassell down a notch. We'll take Lonnie Walker down a notch. We'll take Keita Bates Diop down a notch. Keldon Johnson can stay. McBuckets can come down a bit. What's going on here now from the wife? A little bit of snow, ice, rain type nonsense coming into Wilmington. I'm not there, so I don't care. So a two so one, no, I can't move it, unfortunately. Not that I'm aware of, at least. And two, I don't think it's covering anything up on the screen. I think I'm in the best possible spot. There's nothing in that bottom left corner, to my knowledge, ever on any view that I'm giving you guys. So uh that's just a schedule so that I can see it in the bottom left. It's just for my own tracking purposes. Jock Landale playing a bit less now. Let's take him down to 12. Nope. Take him down to 13. That will be our Spurs rotation for Brooklyn. Yeah. My picture in a picture is never covering up anything of validity other than just today's schedule. James Harden is 10-5 on FanDuel, and spoiler alert, you need to play him a ton. 11-8 on DraftKings. James Harden is your best play of the day today, especially on FanDuel. It is not close. The fact that he's shooting guard small forward is actually correct for once. Crazy. I love Kyrie today. I actually love Kessler Edwards today. None of that stuff. Well, two of those things shouldn't be fun things to say. I want to like Kyrie for anything. DeJounte Murray, Derek White, Keldon Johnson, probably the best options from San Antonio. Don't play Derek White on FanDuel where he's $1,100 more expensive than he is on DK. 3 games to go. Oh, Memphis, Denver. There's no way these two teams. I don't even know what you're saying here, Stephen A. Smith. Something about choosing Embiid over Jokic. So congratulations on being a moron. All right, Memphis. I know they're banged up and COVIDed up, and I don't know who's in or out right now. No Brooks, no Bain, no Anderson, no Tyus Jones, no Killian Tilly. Okay. I know I haven't done this yet, so we got to start this team from scratch. We get Ja in there. Yeah, we just got to do it from scratch. This is going to be the one that we actually have to spend some time on. I haven't projected Memphis with these guys out. So, seems safe to say we don't have like a natural backup point guard. Covers up your player projections when you get to that point in the video. This? Yeah, no, we're not covering up anything. I mean, either way, I can't move it, so it's really a moot point. Apologies. I wish that I could, but I can't. I actually can't. To my knowledge, I can't. And today is not the day to figure it out. All right, so Morant's just going to play more, I think. Steven Adams, you would think is going to play like slightly more with all these guys out, but 26 minutes feels about right. And then we give Brandon Clark the backup run. Clark, they are playing alongside of each other here. They played 3 to 4 minutes alongside of each other. So I'm going to go 3 minutes here. Conchar played 32. Zaire Williams played 32. They still don't play DeAnthony Melton, which is ha 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 funny. Is this OT? Nope. All right, so I'm gonna go. Well, let's get Jaren Jackson on there for his standard issue 30 minutes. If you cross your fingers and get it right, I'm gonna give Aldama the other 15. Now I can go 32 to Zaire. We can go 32 to Conchar. We get Culver on. We get Melton on. Culver, Melton. That's it. That's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I guess Tillman plays like 4 minutes a game. That I could not be less interested there. Um, I mean, Melton just doesn't play, so I can't give him more minutes. In theory, I could give Culver a little bit of extra run. Where do I go with these last 13 minutes? That's really the question. I'm just gonna give him the Tillman. It doesn't make much of a difference. Now, rates, unfortunately, we gotta change, and I can only imagine how much this is going to matter. The question is, I don't know how much. Like, we're not gonna have a ton of playing time with no Desmond Bane. That's really the issue here. Because it's gonna be pretty easy to take off Dylan Brooks, and it's gonna be pretty easy to take off Desmond Bane. And we definitely wanna say that Ja played in the game. Tillman played 2 full rotations last game. Tillman played 5.8 minutes, Eddie. 5.8 minutes. No one has ever played 2 full rotations in 5.8 minutes. I think you're looking for Aldama because Tillman's just not playing at all. Is this real? Brooks off, Bane off. Oh. That was with no Ja Morant games. Even still, this is low. I mean, Eddie, I don't think they got suckered. You would think he'd play. What's Ja Morant? I mean, what really matters here is what's Ja Morant's usage rate when these guys are off the floor? 33.4. I still have Kyle Anderson in this, don't I? If I had Kyle Anderson to off, no one's gonna show up. Brooks, Bane, and Anderson don't show up all that much. This is just gonna have to work. These are the type of things that like really slow this show down, and there's no real way around it. Look, the Melton thing just doesn't appear to be a thing. Like they don't play him. Whatever excuse you want to try to make. I mean, they've had guys out all week. He's played 17, 15, 11, 16, 12, 19. Like this guy just doesn't play. He just doesn't. No, and to be fair, I don't think that he necessarily should be playing, but it is weird. At this point, they should try to trade him. He'd be decent salary ballast. I mean, if they try to do like a consolidation trade, like a 2 for 1, 3 for 1 type thing, his ass is gone. Those are not the right numbers. Why? Why? All right. Now, let's do this as quickly as we possibly can. Ja Morant usage rate without those guys, 33.4%. Assist rate actually does go up. Somehow he rebounds more too. Dude is good. Aaron Jackson Jr. 31% usage rate without those guys. That is interesting. He doesn't do much else. John Conchar will be interesting. 12.2% usage rate. No real assists. Does pull down a couple extra boards. We'll bump that up. Steven Adams will be important-ish. 15% usage rate in 150 minutes. I don't want to go that crazy, but good to see. Does not rebound nearly as much as you would expect. Zaire has played the most minutes with those guys off. 17% usage rate. Doesn't really do anything else. Final guy to hit on is Brandon Clark. 17.8% usage rate. No chemical. Tyus Jones does not play today. He is out. So that's Memphis. I think Denver is just as big of a tire fire right now. Denver, no JaMychal Green. No Jamal Murray. Bryn Forbes. Oh, yeah, they have Bryn Forbes now. Shit. I got to fix that. Let's go to San Antonio. Totally forgot that happened. I assume he's available, right? Shit. Okay. Kill that. Sort that. I assume Bryn Forbes is available to play. And what's really crazy is I think he helps this team. I want to cut this entire rotation. I feel like I haven't put my hand on Denver in a while. I just want to make sure that I have the right feel for the projections. So clearly, Jokic, 35 minutes. You know, we know what we're doing there. Backup run going to Zeke Naji. Monty Morris, 32 minutes seems about right. That's just sort of what he does. At the very least, Campazzo is the backup. Aaron Gordon's going to play, 32 minutes in a competitive game. Jeff Green is probably going to play 30 minutes in a competitive game. The real question will be about Bryn Forbes. I mean, he's like one of the best shooters in the league over the past couple of years, which is kind of nuts to think about. There's not a ton of time here, but I think he makes for like a really interesting rotation guard for Denver right now. Will Barton is going to be in for 32. Who am I missing? Actually, let's go 32 here. These guys are all slightly smaller than that. So let's say Bones plays 16. I'm going to say Bryn Forbes plays 16 and Devon Reed plays 18. Am I really taking Austin Rivers clean out of this rotation? Looks like I am. I could see Rivers playing over Reed. What I can really see, though, is how this doesn't matter at all, and we're playing nobody from this team. Why don't I have Will Barton with a usage rate? All right, let's look at this game. Memphis, Denver. For Memphis, play Ja, 9,100, 9,300. Play John Conchar. Like, a lot. 4,200 on FanDuel, 4,300 on DraftKings, shooting guard, small forward. He's the best value play of the day. And then $6,300 Jaren Jackson has to be considered on DraftKings. For Denver, play Jokic because he's Nikola Jokic. Play a little bit of Monty Morris if you want and you feel like the minutes are real. Otherwise, don't really care too much. 2 to go. Detroit taking on Utah. They're gigantic underdogs. The last 2 games of the night are 13.5 point Pistons dogs and 10.5 point Rockets dogs. If There is something holy in this world. Neither one of these teams have crazy stuff that I have to fix. Killian Hayes is questionable, clearly not moving him anywhere. No Jeremy Grant, no Frank Jackson, no Luka Garza. All of this seems fine. They have gone back to Rodney Magruder, which means that I do have a mild change that I'll need to make here. Someone needs to lose a whole boatload of minutes. Like a whole boatload. Trey Lyles, Isaiah Stewart. So if Lyles is playing here and Stewart's playing here, oh, Kelly Olynyk came back. Awesome. I was really hoping that Detroit would really complicate matters, and boy, oh boy, did they come through in spades for me. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. You steaming pile of garbage team, and now I got to project you guys even further in a more difficult way. So let's go ahead and give Beef Stew 22. Trey Lyles is going to get 16. Kelly Olynyk came right back and played 20. I'm going to say that he plays 24. At the very least, we know we need to give Cade Cunningham 32 minutes in a competitive game. We know that we're giving Sadiq Bey 34. Amadou Diallo continues to play relatively big minutes, so I'm going to give him his 28. We can maintain Killian Hayes in for a 25-23 split with Corey Joseph. That actually hashes this out a little bit easier. Josh Jackson will give 16, which means I got to give 20 to someone. Who am I missing? Oh, it's Roddy Magruder. Bang, done. Magruder, 20 minutes. Bada bing, bada boom. I should probably actually rates don't matter all that much outside of Kelly Olynyk. And I think he's already set in stone. So that's Detroit. Shockingly, don't think they're going to look all that great. Not exactly a spot where you want a lot of the Pistons taking on Utah. Now, the problem here is that Utah's got dudes out. And this is going to be another one that we got to pull up. Wow, it's 8:03. This is going to be the longest one ever. Hit that like button if you're here for it, guys. We got 1.5 games to go before we run crunches. No Donovan Mitchell, no Hassan Whiteside, and Rudy Gay is back. Let's get Mitchell out of there. I got to get everybody out of here. All righty. No Mitchell, no Whiteside. So we go to Conley, 32 minutes. We go Jordan Clarkson, 30 minutes. Bojan Bogdanovic, 35 minutes. Royce O'Neal, 35 minutes. Rudy Gobert, 34 minutes. Backup center Azubuike. Backup 4, Daniel House. I don't know where Rudy Gay's minutes are going to go or how I'm going to bump people down here. Still got to get Jingles out there for 30. 17 for Rudy Gay feels a little weird. So we're going to go something like that. Now, clearly, we have to grab rates for Utah because Donovan Mitchell matters. How many games has Donovan Mitchell missed this season? Donovan Mitchell has missed 5 games. All right, so let's just take him off. And we'll say these are games where Conley played, Bojan played, Clarkson played. And we'll keep the same shape of the team. Rudy Gobert, Ingles, and we'll say greater than, that's 5, so greater than 3. So at least 4 of these guys played. Eddie, I don't totally agree with you. I think it's also possible that Rudy Gay plays at the 5 and House maintains that rotation at the 4 because Azubuike is meaningless to their playoff rotation, but you never know if you want to try to keep Daniel House around. All right. Best I can do right now, this is going to be what we have to grab for this Utah team. I don't want to have to grab their rates, but no Donovan Mitchell just changes the entire scope of this team. So let's get these guys on here. I think it's more likely that Azubuike doesn't play, though. It makes no difference to a projection system, though. That's the real piece. If I've got a guy projected for anything less than like 16 minutes and he's not a center, I don't really care who I'm giving the minutes to. It will not impact what I'm doing. The only thing that matters are the guys that are projected to play enough to be fantasy viable. All right. So those are the rates for the Utah Jazz. We get Bojan Bogdanovic. Again, this is Mitchell off when everybody else is actually in the game or available. 28% usage rate for Bojan in 170 minutes. I like that. Does not really get anybody else involved and sort of stops rebounding, but we all have our foibles. 14.5% usage rate for Joe Ingles. He does nothing different. No assists difference, no rebound difference, nothing. 30% usage rate for Jordan Clarkson. Raise your hand if you were surprised to hear that. Mike Conley will be the interesting one. 21% usage rate, so nothing changes there. Assist rate doesn't really move. Technically speaking, it's gone down. So Conley doesn't change at all. Royce O'Neal, he continues to be completely useless from an offensive perspective. Oddly enough, slightly more assists. Gobert's the interesting piece. 19% usage rate. Does get a usage bump with no Mitchell. Makes sense. He's the one that's catching some lobs and stuff. 17% rebounding rate. But boom. There we go. All right. So that's Utah. That's Detroit. We have one game to go, guys. We're so close to being done. I hope there's nothing crazy. Wow. $5,200 Cade Cunningham needs to be in everything you're doing on FanDuel. Sadiq Bey is not too far behind at 5,600. If this game stays competitive, boy, oh boy, is that going to be an issue. Whoa. Okay. Bojan, O'Neal, Gobert, Conley, Clarkson, Ingles are all really good options on DraftKings and FanDuel. The exception on FanDuel is $5,500 Royce O'Neal, who you don't want to play. Utah looks exceptional today. Hate seeing it. And finally, we close out the projections. Houston at Golden State. Golden State on a back-to-back. This should be just a real dream to look up. I hate Houston so much. They suck. All right, everybody that's normally available for Houston is available. That's usually a good sign. Now, I know we're going to have to take Clay out for Golden State because they're on the back-to-back. But do we really need to change anything here? KPJ, 31. Cool. Wood, 31. Cool. Eric Gordon, 29. Cool. Jalen Green, 30. We're going to give an extra minute to Eric Gordon. Cool. Done. Garrison Matthews, I got in for 20. In theory, I can give a little bit more and take some time away from what looks like Armani Brooks. So we'll get Matthews up to 24. We'll get Brooks in for 12. Şengün backup. Josh Christopher backup. Kenyon Martin backup. Done. Houston's done. Houston's easy. Let's see. Houston's pace, since we're getting shouted out by Eddie here. I have Houston number 1 in pace by a mile. So go Rockets. Yeah, it's going to be a great spot for Golden State. That's the crazy part. So I already know that Clay is out. We're aware of. We know that we have no Dre. We know that we have no Iggy, and clearly no Wiseman. This one actually won't be too bad. So we got Steph in, we've got Poole in. Last time out when Clay sat was here on Friday. We got 28 minutes out of Poole. I think 30 seems reasonable. Damian Lee also gets that bump, so we get him up to, we'll say 18. Gary Payton, feels good at about 20. Kaminga in for 28. We'll go to 26. I don't know for sure. Looney in for 24 feels about right. Juan Toscano Anderson can use like 6 more minutes. That takes him to 14. Bielitsa's in for 16. That seems fine. Who am I missing? Is Otto Porter back? Yeah, apparently Otto Porter's back. So we'll give him 24 minutes. And I think that's good. I don't really think I need to change rates all that much. No, we can maintain there. So I think we got this one in the bag, guys. We'll look at it quickly, though. Houston, APJ, and then meh. Christian Wood a little bit on FanDuel. Golden State, though. Steph is okay on FanDuel, way too expensive on DraftKings. Wiggins looks solid. The best play here, though, Jordan Poole, 5,100 on FanDuel, 5,800 on DraftKings. Boys and girls, let's run some crunches so that I can get out of here and start prepping all of the other stuff I have to do for the morning. Strategy show coming up at 10 o'clock. Unfortunately, I got to record 3 contenders videos, and that is just something I don't want to do right now because it feels like way too much talking. Hit the like button if you haven't done it. All right, FanDuel Optimal up first. Really appreciate you guys bearing with me on this one. We're going to make some changes to this moving forward. I really want to improve this stream as I get home. First one, FanDuel Optimal. Kyrie, Cade, James Harden, Jordan Poole, Butler, Conchar, Portis, Scotty Barnes, and Mo Bamba. Or you can make two pivots. You can swap Jimmy Butler and Mo Bamba for Bojan Bogdanovic and Nikola Jokic. And just saying right now, I would rather make that pivot. AirPods drip. I hope that I don't know who you are. I hope you're not the guy that was actually saying that in Discord and you're just mocking the guy that was, because that's one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. Power rankings. And if you are that guy, well, you know how I feel about it. I just said it. All right. Power rankings on FanDuel. And you guys probably don't really realize this, but the delay for me is minimal at best. I think you guys are only like 5 seconds behind the things that I do. So that's always helpful. John Conchar, best play here on FanDuel. Nope, second. You got beat. Cade Cunningham, John Conchar, Scotty Barnes, Harden, Kyrie. That's everybody north of 20. And then it's a pretty tight pack here for Bojan, Portis, Ingles, Jokic, Maxey, Butler, Poole, Giannis. That's everybody 15 to 20. Now we move it along to DraftKings. Man, I got Jokic projected for 68 fantasy points today. Oh, man, that's fun. That's fun to see. All righty. Power rankings optimal on DraftKings. 296.8. This is by 0.5 of a point. Cole Anthony, Max Strus, Joe Ingles, Jaren Jackson, Mo Bamba, Jordan Clarkson, John Conchar, Nikola Jokic. I actually like that quite a bit. You can make one solo pivot. Same exact price. These guys are separated by 0.5 of a point. If you prefer Jordan Poole to Jordan Clarkson. So Jordan to Jordan, those are the two optimals. That's where we're at. Power rankings on DraftKings. 250. And crunch. Yeah, looking like John Conchar, your number one play on DK for today. And then we get into this mid tier where, oh man, everything is just smushed. There is sort of like a break point. We'll see when it stabilizes. So we got John Conchar, top play. Bamba, Struce, Kobe White, Joe Ingles, Jordan Poole, Cole Anthony, Jaren Jackson, Keldon Johnson, Tyrese Maxey, Kessler Edwards. DK is hard. It's just really flat tonight. Really, really flat. And then finally, last crunch for the week. I will be back in my own home in another day. But for the process show point of view, we'll be back there for Monday morning. Yahoo Optimal, Kobe White, Kyrie Irving, James Harden, John Conchar, Jaren Jackson, Kuminga, Bamba, and Jordan Poole. And finally, our power rankings for Yahoo. What do we got? My boy Tyrese Maxey near the top. Kobe White, who's sort of like the Chicago version of him. Harden looking exceptional. Conchar looking good everywhere. Power rankings on Yahoo. Tyrese Maxey, John Conchar, Kessler Edwards, James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Jordan Poole, Kobe White, and Cade Cunningham. We're done, everybody. That's it. Process show is done. 1 hour and 45 minutes in the books. I don't want to talk anymore. Thank you guys for being here. It's been fun. Shout out to Prize Picks for being the presenting sponsor here. Strategy show coming up at 10. I'm going to try to get these contenders videos recorded in the next hour so that I don't have to record them afterwards. They're probably not coming out till after the strategy show. Love you guys. See you Monday. This